Okay, I think it's back.
Here with Blade. He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. He seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss. From the stasis?
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin? It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat.
Oh, was there?
Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
Sure you can. Time travel. But honestly, a lot of the time that they use in this is way off. Like, the fact that they think it's overly optimistic to think that we'll have this level of technology in 2054. I mean, that's literally just 31 years from now. And the fact that they only spent 2 years to be able to make it to another planet that is habitable, when I think the closest one is several 100 million light years away. Yeah, the numbers for this don't quite add up.
BLADE is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Yeah, for legal purposes, all of those series are separate from each other. If anything, they're just spiritual sequels, or spiritual retellings where they're using a lot of the same ideas but telling a different story.
Yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask
Like, I think when I played Xenosaga 1, I even pointed out that, like,
regarding your current state of health.
the last quarter of that game was very similar to the last quarter of Xenogears, but kind of made more PG-13.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Ku, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Take a guided tour of the Blade Administrative District with Lynn and Elma and learn more about life as a member of Blade. Yeah, because I think initially Xenosaga was supposed to be all the different chapters of Xenogears, of which Xenogears is 5 out of 6. I think that might even be why they kicked Soraya Saga off the project, because if you go by that, then Xenosaga 1 would have been the first chapter, and the second chapter would have taken place quite a bit later, to the point where I don't think any of those characters would be making a reappearance. So I think that might have been why they kicked her off in the first place, is that they would be jumping to whole new characters. And then they made 2, which kind of in a hurry, and that's why it ended up being more of a junior side story than a full game. Because there was significant time in between each chapter of Xenogears if you go by the perfect works. But... Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think originally the plan was to do all 6 episodes of what Xenogears was in Xenosaga. But then when they got to the second one and they looked at this, and Namco looked at the script and was like, wait, these are all new characters taking place, you know, further down the line. I think that's when somebody up top told them to kick her off the project. All speculation, of course. But it is time for me to take my break, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be back in 5, and then we will continue our guided tour. Well, I think the reason common ones look the same is that they only had so much of a budget for guest artists.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah. Nagi must really, really want him to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that Skell. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Sure, why not?
Now this guy gets it. Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them.
It said
The
I
lasers,
was supposed
the
to
force
geek
fields,
out, not
the
her.
bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria.
Alright. Now this is supposed to be American. As an American, I gotta say, the fact that you can't just grab a Skell is bullshit. My Second Amendment rights guarantee me the right to bear arms, and that includes giant mecha robots. I will not have you infringing upon my constitutional rights to ride around on mechs with your licensing program.
The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work,
Hey, Nami,
that
how you
reminds
doing?
me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
First they make you get a license, then they take away your giant robot of destruction.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the scout console is for. We should show you
pretty
that
much.
next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey!
Yes?
I mean, if this is the least liked song, still pretty good.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
Well, Elma's
You
hair
can't
is
spell
covering her
blade
ears,
without
so
team.
you can just pretend she has elf
Anyway,
ears.
awesome, right? So, you ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley. Hey,
Well, if anything I said is anything close to being spoilers, I mean, I know nothing about this game other than what we talked about before about ending in a cliffhanger, and Manok basically said it's not so much a cliffhanger, just so much an open-ended.
so this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the tour. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
Well, yeah, because I mean, up until Xenoblade, you had Xenogears and you had Xenosaga, so the Xeno prefix was almost universally associated with a game where you had both on-foot and mech combat. Now, obviously, Xenoblade wasn't supposed to be Xeno. The higher-ups basically just kind of nudged them into naming it that at the last point, because it was originally supposed to be called Monado, which completely tracks considering They say Monado approximately 3.7 billion times in that game. But yeah, up until Xenoblade, Xeno had always been associated with having mechs in it.
Hey!
You got the Monado, Shulk. What you gonna do with the Monado, Shulk? Thank God we had the Monado, Shulk. Yeah, we had the Monado. That's Xenoblade 1 in a nutshell. Look at the sales numbers for Xenoblade 3 and then ask that question again.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leader...
Like, look at the numbers that the Xenoblade series has been selling. And then remember that Monolith is now working for Nintendo, who has made, what, 100 and some Mario games over the years, like 20 Zelda games. Basically what I'm saying is Nintendo will milk anything as long as it keeps selling, and Xenoblade has been selling pretty well.
It's true. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
So how do I up my field skills? I don't think they've covered that yet.
Yeah?
I have a feeling that might have been a comment in another chat. Or meant for another chat.
Great!
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for? As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need,
I'm
for
not even
blade
sure what you were
recruits, I
referring
can't
to
say
when
I
you said,
entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince.
like, I don't know if it was just
Blade
late from the
service is
conversation.
voluntary, remember?
Of course.
It felt like it came out of
I
left
would never
field.
force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
Yes, let's stare into his eyes.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map.
I figured as much.
New LA and the surrounding landmass.
Is the guilt
As
trip
you can
entertaining?
see,
Is that what I
divided
missed
the
out
area
on?
into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments, and together they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern within the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install it.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Elma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Mining probe, research probe. I don't have a problem with the field skills, they haven't told me how to up them yet. And I'm being locked out of opening certain things because they're not high enough. I still don't have... I thought I just joined. Where's my Blade ID? I just said yes. Allow me access. Well, no, because I'm emulating. I don't know what the procedure to do that through emulation would be. I don't know why the camera is fighting me so much while I'm in town. Like, that's as fast as it'll move.
Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Yeah, it's like mechanical, biological, and I don't think I've run across the third one yet.
Seriously? That was you? Cool.
I don't think so. Those Grexes we took down were fairly routine. Definitely not something they'd lock both gates over, at least.
Then I take my cool back. But wait a sec. You guys fought Grexes? The two of you? Hey, that's still pretty cool. They've been hassling a lot of teams lately, especially how they hunt in packs and all.
Let's not get too excited. Confidence can be good. Overconfidence can be fatal, especially when you're new.
Yeah, you're right.
But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Just flashback to that line
Roger.
from Darkest
That
Dungeon.
probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
It's overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. So I take it I still can't buy equipment or anything, right?
Hey! Hey!
I have 34,000. So just going by total melee attack, none of these are enough. psycho launchers. I'm gonna guess their NPCs are probably equipped with better than I can buy them right now. Oh, never mind. She doesn't have any headgear. Alright, well, I'm broke, so the kid's gonna have to go with what she's got. Do you just have access to the styles like in the first Xenoblade, or do you actually have to keep the equipment to slot in for the style?
Now then.
Oof, that kind of sucks a bit, but oh well. Either way, the Spec Ops suit doesn't look too bad. At least it all matches. Alright, what can we coexist with? These are level 5, let's go coexist with them.
Open fire! Follow me!
Fire.
Flame grenade!
Heavy destroy! Movement and
Roll
strike!
armor!
Sliding slinger! Side slash!
Victory is ours!
Nice work.
Alright, it's on.
They're off guard. Stack them with melee attack.
I'll send them for a loop!
Side slash!
Assault hammer!
Sliding
Gunner
slinger!
Chrome armor! This team never loses.
Hope I didn't get in the way.
let's move.
Almost there. Give me strength.
I'm only one rank away from hitting 10 in Drifter. Hey, Namalala, how you doing?
Let's move.
Yeah, that's called comfortable kitty paralysis. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh, that sucks. Do you have any, I guess, leads or contacts on some place to work?
I'll get the jump on him. Attack up close.
Now, it's my turn.
Split. Didn't see that coming. Got him down.
Got him! Lay out, cover fire! Wild dance!
Side blast.
Assault hammer. Blast before they get up. Assault
Early
hammer.
bird.
Fire carnival!
Flame grenade.
Shadow strike. Now, melee attack.
Throw armor.
Watch me lay in!
Sliding slinger.
Split.
That extension. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Didn't see that coming. Gun him down.
Side blast.
All right, you're in for it.
I'll topple him.
Got him!
Victory is ours.
Cover fire! Let's keep it up!
Well, I saw a giant level 30 gorilla, not a level 80 one. That was on the other side. That was on the west side gate.
We can do this.
Punch first! Ask questions later!
Now, it's my turn.
Easy now. Play it safe with an aura.
Okay, this should tide me over.
Split.
Sliding slinger.
Assault hammer. Flame
Now,
grenade.
melee attacks.
All right, you're in for it.
Side slash. Sliding slinger.
Now, close in and clean up.
Watch me lay in!
Victory is ours.
Nice work.
Well, the only mods I have on this are visual to make it, you know, look better.
I'll get the jump on him. Attack up close. Flame grenade!
Sliding ice. Move in and do some damage. Side slash.
Robe armor! Recuperate!
Appendage down. Weaken him and let in.
Early burn. Sliding ice. Move in and do some damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I saw the full list of stuff you could put on, but I only put on the stuff that was just to enhance the visuals.
Alright, it's up.
Let's see what you've got.
Robe armor! Assault hammer!
Slinger.
Flame grenade! Now, potion and clean up!
Josie, I can't see through you.
Alright, you're in for it.
Sliding ice. Move in and do some damage.
I mean, I've pulled up like videos from the original Wii U, and
Side slash.
there is a significant difference on how it looked on the Wii U versus how this looks with the mods.
I think this is my cooking gun.
But if I am indeed going to actually continue playing this, I need to satiate the kitty. Get out of here. Also, it's probably harder to tell or harder to see, but some of the stuff that's on there was like for more post-processing, particle effects and stuff too. That's more like, you know, little things you actually have to be looking for to really notice probably. Well, he only likes it for a little while, too. Yeah, there. He's had enough. But he also has to request it. Like, I can't just go up and grab him and pick him up whenever I want without him squirming away. But every once in a while, he'll request it. Oh, we hit rank 10. So, how do I change class? I'm thinking of going Striker, because I get to keep the assault rifle that I have, and I think I just picked up a longsword. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can change at any time, I think. It's just a matter of that, you know, you don't get to use the weapons on anything else unless you max it out. So when taunted, actually, that so I can topple, then flame grenade to get the extra damage, and then taunt, and then rising blade to get the extra damage. Have them next to each other so they're easier to get to. I mean, I kind of do. I have it, like, overlapping my OBS a little bit. But there's not really anything on it right now, really. I don't know if that's supposed to be the case, but... Yeah, like here, let me show, like, this is what's on the gamepad right now. Wait, why is it not showing it? I don't know why it doesn't want to show up on game capture. Oh wow, so there's... You learn 6 skills in this, but there's only 1 skill slot? Are those the big gorillas I'm supposed to avoid?
Do this!
They're off guard.
I'll send him for a loop!
Melee attack.
Flame grenade!
Lay down! Cover fire!
Furious!
Shadow Syndrome.
Rising flame!
Move in and do some damage.
Victory is ours!
Hope I didn't get in the way.
Actually, wait, did it put the right longsword on? I think I only had one. No, it did not. It just put a basic longsword on me. Oh. I was gonna go say hi.
What the hell happened here? You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius? Unless... what?
This is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Sinicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we'd find one simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned, and I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Sinicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it. Bingo. There was a Sinicula tyrant sighted not too long ago, but it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or who knows what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid.
I can't believe there's a tyrant like 30 feet from us and we're just casually talking about it when it could attack at any time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa there, rookie. We're talking about a tyrant here. Do you even understand what that means?
We should probably explain. Tyrant is our term for any indigenous life form that falls outside of our usual threat ranking system. In other words, they're too powerful for us to even measure how dangerous they would be to take on.
And too powerful doesn't always just mean physically strong. If a creature has even a single especially nasty trait, it's classified as a tyrant.
Plot
Even
twist,
some of
Nami.
Blade's very
It is
best
butter.
teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all.
Well, alright. I'm game if you are. Count me in, Elma. Let's do this. If we're gonna settle here on this planet, We're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. We can't just keep running forever, you know? Besides, I'd never forgive myself if someone else ended up getting hurt because we just left it here.
All right, let's do it. But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory. As long as we buy enough time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
Oh. Party Arts X to upgrade. I've got 53. Do I have to manually do that for the rest of them, or do they level up their shit automatically? Hi, monkey. There you go. You happy now, Naomi? I said hi to the monkeys.
How is this even remotely fair?
Shadow Strike!
Fire Carnival!
Assault Hammer! Blaze Grenade! Infuriate! Rising Flame!
Primer!
You didn't see that coming. Gun
Fire!
down!
Slinger!
Infuriate!
Shadow Strike!
Rising Flame!
Side Slash! Use an aura! Get control of the battle! Upper hand! Leave this to me! Sliding Ice!
Assault Hammer! Flame Grenade!
Watch me lay into it!
Infuriate!
Side Slash!
Rising Flame!
We are awesome!
Nice work, Lynn. You fought well. You did too. Now let's get down to business and install that data probe. If we stay here for long, there's no telling what other playmates might show up. This beam of light indicates a frontier nav site. It marks the ideal spot to bury the probe.
Yes. Let's begin the
Okay,
probing.
the probe should be ready for insertion. I'll just boot it up.
Thanks, Lynn. The top half of the cylinder contains the probe itself. The bottom half is a laser. It dissolves the soil so the probe can burrow to the proper depth. We tried just planting them on the surface at first, but we kept running into problems with the local wildlife damaging the goods. Burying them is going to save us all a lot of time and headaches in the long run.
Yeah, I figure as much, and I mean that's pretty much the case for every game where you have
Why don't
AI
you do
party
the
members.
honors? You can launch it right from your comm device. Give it a try. Good. Now we just need to give it a minute to reach the target depth.
And installation complete. We are now online with a solid connection to Frontier Nav.
Excellent. See? At the end of the day, there's really not much to it. The hardest part was calculating the ideal probe locations. We need them spread out evenly to maximize data collection.
Yep, planting probes is easy. And the more we plant, the more likely we are to find missing crew. So anytime you see a probe site, there's no excuse not to plant that sucker.
That'll do it for your training. Let's head back to the barracks and report to Secretary Nagi.
Wait, he gave us 3 probes though. Why are we only probing 1? How do I level up my field skills? It still hasn't told me how to do that. Okay. I'm just saying, the thing just told me, you know, to level them up because I need enough to plant the probes. But then it doesn't tell me how to level them up.
I'll get the jump on them. Attack up close. Flame grenade. Infuriate.
Got him! Sliding, cover fire!
Rising blade.
Fire carnival!
Nice. Move in and do some damage.
I need healing.
I should heal up first.
Ready for the backup. Infuriate.
Shadow strike.
Rising blade. Victory is ours.
Hope I didn't get in the way. What? They've seen us!
I'll get the jump on them. Attack up close. Infuriate. More enemies. Now, close in and clean up. Assault hammer. Flame grenade. That's what I need. Right, play. Now, close in and clean up.
Sliding slinger! Watch me lay in! Hit harder! My side slash!
Assault hammer. Flame grenade.
Shadow
This
strike!
is not now. This is the
Reinforcements! Watch out!
planet. No peace looking at the sky. It's always all around. Leave me with the guns. Just take down our foe.
I'll talk It's time to attack.
Dealing with lives messed up.
Get up and let's turn this thing around.
Sorry. I can't seem to get fired up.
My adrenaline's rising. Sliding
I
slinger!
don't know why we're fighting this thing.
Not out!
Assault hammer. Flame grenade.
Also don't know how to retreat.
Hit harder!
I need healing.
Shadow strike! Pendant destroyed. Move in and strike! We're on top of it now.
Hit harder!
Images start to stalk my enemies. I hear voices, but no one talking to me.
Side slash!
Infuriating.
I'm off balance.
You guys, take it
Now I'm feeling it.
Now, melee attack! Shadow strike!
Almost there. Strength.
Now, my turn!
Hey, no pushing.
Side slash! Reinforcements! Watch out! Upper hand!
More enemies.
This is wearing me down.
They said we seem to rise
I'm not gonna make it.
sharper skills, but now we can only feel all the pain of the danger. We can
I
feel.
have to stay in this. Help me!
Alive that they taking away close mates, and we don't know our own fate. We've been tasked to protect and take close.
Shadow strike! Nice! Move in and do some damage.
This wasn't the profile, so now we have to find a way to win. Won't we die out? Living life on the run with a hand on the gun. Where's the exit? We can't go back where we came from. We can't go back where we came from.
So does combat just never end? Alright, finally.
We have no choice but to fight. Open fire! Follow me!
I've got your cover fire.
Shadow strike!
Assault hammer! Here's a good spot. Open fire!
Target in sight!
Victory is ours!
Nice work.
Okay, so that's with the long sword. Reduces total melee attack. Not sure how much I like the sound of that. Yeah, but unfortunately they give you defensive first. I mean, as far as I know, Lynn is supposed to be the tank, so she's got the shield.
Great!
Commander Vandam.
Well now, look what the cat dragged in.
Sorry we missed you last time. We could have come to meet you at HQ, you know.
Indeed. I suggested as much. Twice.
And we know how much I enjoy being told what to do. Anyway, I hear you tangled with a tyrant, way out of your league, on a training mission, no less. That was reckless, and goddamn magnificent.
You know, I haven't even checked to see how to make a manual save yet. Probably
So,
look into that
Commander,
before it's time to
To
end.
what do we owe the pleasure of your visit here today?
Well, I can't just ask Nagi to do everything for me. I'd be out of a job.
Hey, I delivered you the new recruit, didn't I?
Yeah, you won the bet. Don't worry about it, all right? I'll settle up with you later. You know I'm good for it.
The bet?
I'm sure I'm needed elsewhere. If you'll all excuse me, Commander.
Well, that explains why he would have tried to guilt me into it had I said
That wasn't
no.
obvious
He
at
has a
all.
bet.
Huh. Look at you two. I swear, you're like two children excited about a new toy.
Look who's talking. I don't recall ever seeing you file a request to personally train a rescue before.
Is that so odd?
It is before we'd even asked him to become a blade, little miss stick in the rear.
Usually I ask when I don't get your slang expressions, but something tells me to just let that one go.
Enough about that. Where are your manners, anyway? I still haven't been introduced to our new recruit here.
Commander Vandam is Blade's top officer.
In a past life, I was chief engineer on the White Whale. Same idea, basically. Someone has a problem, I fix it. You follow? Huh. Not much for conversation, are you?
So you still haven't told us why you're here. From the look of things, I'm guessing this isn't a social call.
You don't think?
No. So let's cut the crap and get down to business.
Ha! Sounds like you're learning my expressions just fine, Elma. Anyway, first we need Chatty Cathy here to choose a division and pull an assignment.
Pretty much everyone in New LA works for Blade, in one of several different fields. Helping to explore Mira, or to maintain order in the city, or, well, you remember Nagi's speech, right? There are 8 different fields in all, and each one has its own branch within Blade. Officially, they're called divisions. Naturally, you'll want to choose one that best suits your personality and your talents.
Let's start with the Pathfinders.
Yep.
Pathfinder's #1 responsibility is planting data probes, like you did on your training mission. It may not be the sexiest job, but important? You bet your ass it's important. We've only been on Mira 2 months. We don't know jack about this place. The more probes we install, the faster we can get our bearings here and give ourselves a fighting chance.
We've already detailed how important it is we expand the Frontier Nav network ASAP. So, for the time being, I'll just remind you of the highlights. It helps us keep Blade safe. It helps us keep the city safe. And most important of all, it's the key to locating the missing parts of the Lifehold and recovering the rest of the human race.
Okay, next up, Interceptors. You met Akalov and Evans, right? Irina and Gwen? This is their division. Interceptors have one main duty: protect New LA and everyone in it from the wildlife here on Mira. Right now, this is probably our busiest division. Interceptors ride shotgun for the research eggheads, they escort VIPs around, and they help any other idiots who get caught out there
Pick a
with their
division,
pants
and then
down.
you still have to help out everybody else because you're the MC.
Next are the Harriers. Remember Doug Barrett, the Skell pilot conducting the test flight with Lynn? He's part of the Harriers. If you think of the Interceptors as defense, Harriers would be New LA's offense. They specialize in preemptive strikes on clear and obvious threats. But only on clear and obvious threats. They're not meant to go out and just blast any indigen that moves.
Oh, that almost
Then
sounded
you
like
got your
fun.
Reclaimers. These guys are in charge of finding the other pieces of the White Whale. Among other things, that is. Including anything of ours left behind after a battle. Skell debris, weapons, personal effects. It can get a bit morbid, frankly, but it's gotta be done. Until we're up and running here on Mira, and have this place completely figured out, everything we brought from Earth needs to be treated like it's irreplaceable. Also, the search for the Lifehold. That's mostly on the Reclaimers.
Next, Curators. Curators are the first to scout ahead to unexplored territory, bringing back whatever samples they can get their hands on. Fruits, bugs, sticks and stones, you name it. It's not all picking berries, though. Being a curator also means being the first to encounter unknown indigens.
Next? All right, prospectors. Prospectors do, well, prospecting. They poke around, looking for minerals, resources, and whatnot. Things we need for everyday life here. We packed all the essentials we could on the White Whale, but that won't last forever. We need to be able to replenish our water and fuel if we want to survive.
Hey, Dragon. I'm doing good.
And sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out how to replace things from scratch.
Welcome to the
From
stream.
the socket on a Skell's knee joint, right down to the frying pan in Lynn's kitchen. Without these guys busting their butts, we'd have no future to speak of.
Next up, Outfitters. All of our ground gear and Skell weaponry is developed in conjunction with private arms manufacturers, or AMs. Outfitters are Blade's way of supporting these AMs. They'll seek out anything that might inspire new weapon ideas, and even assist with testing new prototypes.
Finally, the Mediators. These are the folks who keep everything hunky-dory with John and Joan Q public. Any problems a civvy has, they come to Mediators. Fight with your neighbor? Mediators. Lost cat? Mediators.
Definitely
It's
not
a
going to be
division for
customer
everyone.
service.
You need to be a jack of all trades, and a people person.
Although I would like to
Someone
find the
with my
lost
charming
cat.
personality?
Yeah, no
Probably
customer
not
service.
the best mediator. But if you got what it takes, it's a clutch role, keeping things cool on the home front.
Alright, so I think that's all 8 divisions. Any idea which one you'd like to join? Don't fret about it too much. Whichever you choose, you still have a lot of freedom in how you operate. Mediators can still get out there and mix it up, hunt indigents, whatever. And if a Harrier wants to take a break and settle an argument, that's their prerogative too. To be honest, even though it's sort of frowned upon, you can actually change your division whenever you like. So there's really no reason to stress about this. Alright, you ready to choose?
Yeah, and? We're on pins and needles here.
HP support. Is there... Okay, melee master. I'm definitely probably going to be using melee, focusing on melee stuff more than ranged. Yeah, I'm not really going to be doing any online stuff. So curators also get stuff for defeating tyrants. Probably gonna have to go with the one that gives melee bonus. And also lets me go after... basically just focus on killing shit. Though, as said, side stuff is probably gonna have me doing all the above. Let's go there. Plus we get to be an evil unicorn.
Then it's settled?
All right. Thank God that's over. By the power invested in me, yada yada, you're officially a Blade.
Congrats, and welcome.
I know you're gonna do great.
Now for the job. Let's get down to brass tacks. Nelson's team has gone missing. Last contact we had, they were installing a data probe out in eastern Primordia. Then, nothing.
Nelson. Pathfinders, right?
Are we talking indigents here or what?
Your guess is as good as mine, but they did have a skell with them. You'd think they could hold their own, or at least run away.
Alright, we're on it. We'll head to their last known location and go from there.
Report whatever you find ASAP.
Of course. Let's move out.
Roger that.
Oh, is that so? Yeah, but I'd have to go through a whole, like, jumping through hoops to try to get the emulator to go online. And then, again, I'm not even sure what type of stuff is online, if you'd need other people playing or not. Alright. Why does the camera move so slow when you're in town? I'm guessing that's how you go online. What's the exit? What is the red question?
Great.
Now what?
There's another one over there. Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is there as many side missions as there were in Xenoblade Chronicles 1? Because that one had like 450 plus, like it was overkill.
One, two, three, four.
Okay, so I need materials to upgrade stuff through this.
One, two, three, four.
Okay, I'm starting to see why people joke about reading like a 400-page strategy guide. Just a massive amount of decisions on how to customize things, and I assume there's some very broken combinations. Yeah, so basic missions are just filler for grinding. don't have the arms for it, but had everything else. Well, yeah, I mean, it's obviously, I assume this is gonna follow the MMO style of female armor, so as the armor gets stronger, it's gonna have less coverage. Still have no idea how to up my field skills. Okay, so at least I know where to make a manual save now.
Really?
Any more side quests to pick up before I go to the quest board? Yeah, no, but that's always the joke, in that, like, especially in MMOs, as the armor gets more powerful, the less it actually covers on the female characters.
Hey.
And going from their initial outfit to this one, which is the strongest one I can afford right now, they get a boob window.
Hey.
Also, what is the gravity on this planet for how high they jump?
Yes? Be careful. Yes? Wow.
Okay, so how many of these can we accept? Yep. This is gonna be another one of those games where I'm spending several streams in a row just doing side quests, like looks like. Damn my gaming OCD. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Now what?
No espressos or lattes.
Careful. Great.
Yeah, this car's yours, buddy, and it's your own fault. Blades ain't allowed to park here, see? Well, I heard rumors that there are ruffians going around hounding Blades, and now here you are. This is my lucky day. Let me guess, you rocket scientists used to be Blades yourselves, right? Something set you off, so you left to form this gang. How pathetic. Wow, a whole gang is formed in just 2 months. And here I was thinking you'd be something special, and you're just a common pack of thugs. It's almost disappointing. You got a big mouth, Pipsqueak. I bet it would look better if I knocked out a few teeth. Please, I have no interest in low-level chumps like you. I fear I'm something of a traditionalist, you see. Either give me a great evil worthy of facing justice, or don't waste my time. Enough with the fancy talk. Put your dukes up before I end you. Oh, I wholly encourage you to try. But be warned, agents of swift justice always step forth after chump drops a cheesy line like that. What do you think? Should I let the Chuny get beat up? More Blades. Pfft, this is supposed to be an unfair fight. Why are you wussing out on us like this? Got lucky today, Blade. Might not be so lucky tomorrow if you get my drift. Come on, boys. Let's make like bananas and split. Phew. Thank you. I think you just saved my teeth. I heard talk about a gang that was causing mischief around here, so I decided to take a look, and believe you me, I didn't need to look for very long. At last, those ruffians saw fit to wreck my ride. I'm at a bit of a loss as to what to do about that. What's to tell? I'd hoped they were villains of vision and character, but they turned out to be common street thugs. Not to say this whole incident has been a waste, though. I met you and you seem to be something of a major player. I almost forgot. My name is Justin, I'm a Blade. It's good to meet you. You're EBF, huh? You got yourself a new fan. Since you seem to be cut from the cloth of a hero, do you think you could help me find some replacement parts for my poor car? With the right parts, I'll have it repaired in no time. I'll just stay here and think of some heroic questions for you when you're gone. Look forward to it. I knew you'd accept. You're the type to always say yes, no matter how absurd the request may be. It's because you're an agent of justice. Such things are in your DNA. I should have let him get beat up. Classic hero response. Bold of action, yet humble of spirit. One such as yourself would never brag about your daring do. In any case, what I need is a pair of anhydrous radiators. Got it? Thanks a million, hero.
Listen.
Chronicle 2. In video games, no one can ever handle their problems on their own. Well, I'm not looking to min-max the game or anything. I haven't checked. There's only one ending, right? That's about the only reason why I'd look into worrying about my decisions at all. Is if there were multiple, like a true ending or a multiple ending or anything. But as is, I think I'll just answer everything how I feel at that point. Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna bother to look into min-maxing my choices unless it's something I need to do to get, like, a true ending. So if it only has one ending, I'll just answer, like I said, however I'm feeling at that point. So how do I use the... How do I use the fast travel? I may actually have to change some settings in the actual emulator too, because I don't seem to be able to interact with the gamepad screen. I'm assuming that's where the fast travel comes from. But either way, that's pretty much what we're gonna have to end for today. So I'll probably have to do some tweaking before I start tomorrow. Yeah, I'm assuming I'm probably gonna have to, like, like register my mouse to be able to use that or something. I basically just mapped out the controller for it. Yeah. That's the thing, because I can see buttons on it, but I don't have any way of interacting with them, so I'll probably have to set... there's probably a setting in here to, like, have your mouse be a pointer. Did the gamepad use... I'm assuming it was like a touch screen. Yeah, I'll look into it. Yeah, so if it's a touch screen, it probably... I'm assuming there's probably a setting where you can just have your mouse take the place of it. The same way when you're emulating DS games, you have the mouse take control of the stylus. Yeah, I probably just haven't actually set it. Like I said, when I was setting everything up, I basically just mapped out the Xbox 360 controller so that everything would work. And I only played like the first, 10-15 minutes just to make sure it wasn't crashing and all the enhancements were working right. I didn't get to the point where I was doing anything on the gamepad, so I didn't think to do that. But that's okay. I mean, I made it through the full first stream before I had to do anything with it, and now I know, so I can fix it before the next one. But yeah, interesting game so far. It definitely feels and plays a little better than the first Xenoblade game. It's faster. I'm still wondering, like, what the gravity on this planet is, considering the fact that, like I said, you don't take fall damage and they can jump ridiculously high, and it's kind of a floaty jump. But I also don't think I should probably shouldn't put too much into it, because like I pointed out before, there's I don't know how much research they did trying to be scientifically accurate, considering they think we're going to be capable of way, way faster than light speed travel in 31 years from now. Yeah. Because 2054, and we're supposed to be able to make it to another planet that can support life, which I'm pretty sure is several hundred million light years away. That would be insanely fast travel. That's what I'm saying. And not only that, but if they had said this was like 100, 200 years in the future, I could hand wave it, but they're expecting all the technology in this to happen in 31 years. Yeah, so that was the first day in. Still it looks like I'm going to need to do some tweaking to the emulator to get the mouse to work. I'm hoping that opening section that was dark, that was way too dark, was a one-time thing. Because the rest of the game has been, lit just fine. Just seemed to be that very first area that was super, super dark for some reason. But other than that, yeah, everything seems to be working fine. The game is looking good. And we'll continue this tomorrow. Same time, 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Check schedule below for what time that is in your area. Yeah. It still suffers from one of the things that bugged me a little bit about the first Xenoblade, in that and Dragon, thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, as I was saying, it still has that same problem of, like, in the first game where you would have a skill that you need to be behind them or to the side of them or whatever position you needed to be. And the enemies would just like turn on a dime. Like you'd hit the button to activate it, and the enemies would turn on a dime so that you didn't get your bonus by the time the skill actually hit. That doesn't seem to be the case in this one, just because everything is so much snappier. Like, it's still, I did notice it happen a couple of times, but it's not like a constant thing. Just because everything is faster. Like, you press the button, the attack happens. It's not like you press, like in Xenoblade 1, where it's like you press the button, and then they get into a stance, and then they call out the move, and then they do the move, and the enemy has already turned, 360 degrees, laughed at you, and then turned another 90. Yeah, I saw the position indicator. The position indicator in Xenoblade 1 was literally just those little exclamation points to let you know you were in the right position for that move. This one, it's a little bit easier to see because you can see it change as you're moving around them. Yeah, but even then, like I said, the enemies don't seem to rotate as fast, and your moves come out faster. Oh, they were? Oh man, that original game must have sucked then. Like that would have been even more frustrating in the original game if you didn't even have the exclamation point indicator to let you know when you were in the right spot. I imagine you go through the whole game just yelling at it like, why am I not getting my extra damage? But yeah, so like I said, we'll continue this tomorrow. Let me give callouts, and then I'll end for today. So, Manok, Dragon, Ragna, Wabon, Nami, Cucumber, Namulala, it's about as far as it goes back. Who else came in today? Invalid. Anybody else that came in, sorry, that's as far back as my chat log goes, but thank you all for coming in and chatting with you while I play. Thank you, Dragon Destroyer, for the follow, and thank you to anybody else who may have been lurking and watching. It's always appreciated. As I said, we'll continue this tomorrow, and as for right now, let me see if I can find someone to raid. Let's go ahead and raid Jack. Looks like she's playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So, as per usual, let's go ahead and jump in, say hi. Hope to see you all next time, and until then.
Bye-bye, everybody!